On July 4th, 1970, a gorilla was born at the San Francisco Zoo who would astonish the world. Her name was Koko, and from the very beginning, she was different from all other gorillas. However, her life did not start easily. In her first few months, she became seriously ill and fought for survival. After recovering, she discovered that her mother no longer accepted her. Without her family, Koko was left on her own. But then, a young woman named Penny entered her life. Penny was a psychology student researching gorilla intelligence for her doctoral thesis. She quickly realized that Koko possessed an extraordinary talent. To enable communication with humans, Penny began teaching her American Sign Language. Koko proved to be an astonishingly quick learner, soon mastering numerous signs and expressing complex thoughts. What made Koko particularly fascinating was not only her linguistic ability, but also her emotional depth. She could show joy, anger, sadness, and love, and she had a sense of humor. She often played pranks on Penny and laughed heartily. Her favorite words were queen and funny, and she saw herself as a kind of majesty. Her language skills soon surpassed all scientists' expectations. Over time, Koko expanded her vocabulary to over 1,000 signs and understood around 2,000 spoken English words. Particularly impressive was her ability to invent new terms. For example, when she didn't know the word for ring, she combined the signs for finger and bracelet to create finger bracelet. This not only demonstrated her intelligence, but also her creative thinking. Koko's remarkable abilities did not remain a secret for long. Soon the media reported on the unique gorilla, and her story spread worldwide. National Geographic dedicated a cover story to her, and her self-portrait in front of a mirror became famous. Celebrities like Robin Williams and Leonardo DiCaprio visited her to interact with her. Koko showed a remarkable ability for friendship, forming deep bonds with people she liked. Robin Williams later reported that his meeting with Koko was one of the most moving experiences of his life. Yet as special as Koko was, she also had quirks that caused astonishment. She developed a strange obsession with nipples, often wanting to see or touch her caregiver's nipples. This tendency even led to a lawsuit from a former caregiver. Despite these quirks, Koko became a symbol of the connection between humans and animals. She showed that animals are not just instinct-driven beings, but can feel deeply and communicate. Her knowledge and abilities turned the scientific understanding of animal intelligence on its head. When Koko passed the mirror test at the age of 19, recognizing herself in the mirror, it became clear that she not only had high cognitive understanding, but also a form of self-awareness. Such behavior had only been documented in a few animal species before. She also showed a deep understanding of complex concepts like the past and future. Her emotional repertoire was impressive. She was not only able to express joy and anger, but could also feel empathy and grief. Particularly touching was her love for pets. One day Koko wished for a kitten as a companion. Penny initially had reservations, but eventually allowed Koko to choose a kitten. She chose a small gray kitten and named it All Ball. She treated it like her own child, playing gently with it and showing extraordinary care. When All Ball was hit by a car one day, Koko's grief was immeasurable. She expressed her deep distress through signs and made sounds resembling human crying. Koko was more than just a gorilla with language skills. She was a being with thoughts, feelings, and a deep understanding of the world around her. Her story should encourage people to see animals not just as instinct-driven beings, but as conscious, feeling creatures. Her legacy shows that communication between species is possible and that animals may resemble us much more than we ever thought possible. Over time, Koko not only developed impressive language skills but also a deep emotional connection to her environment. Her unique understanding of human emotions and her extraordinary consciousness led scientists to further explore her cognitive abilities. It became clear that Koko not only understood abstract concepts, but could also raise profound questions about life and death. A remarkable event was her interaction with a human caregiver who showed her a skeleton and asked if it was alive or dead. Koko calmly signed the word dead. When asked where dead gorillas go, she responded with the sign for comfortable whole and blew a farewell kiss. This reaction sparked fascination and led to intense debates about the extent to which animals can have a concept of mortality. However, it was not only Koko's thoughts that drew attention, but also her relationships with animals and humans. In addition to Penny, who served as her reference person for years. She formed extraordinary friendships with other prominent personalities. The famous actor Robin Williams visited Koko, and the two developed a deep bond in a short time. Their meeting was full of laughter and joy, and Koko seemed to immediately understand Williams' humor. After his death, she showed clear signs of grief when informed of the news. In addition to human friends, Koko also loved animals, especially cats. After her first kitten, All Ball, tragically died, she received more cats as companions. She treated them with great care and tenderness, as if they were her own children. She cared for them, played with them, and showed deep grief when one of her animals died. This emotional ability once again underscored her empathy and her human-like emotional world. As she aged, Koko became a symbol of the possibilities of interspecies communication. Scientists, journalists, and celebrities flocked to her to see what she had to say. Her sign language offered a unique insight into the thought world of another being and challenged the traditional understanding of animal intelligence. Another example of Koko's amazing abilities was her humor. She loved to play pranks and could deliberately set ambiguous signs to tease her caregivers. Once, she described herself as a funny good gorilla and then laughed. Her ability to distinguish between serious and joking showed her extraordinary social intelligence. Nevertheless, Koko's life was not without challenges. Her desire to start a family remained unfulfilled. Although there were attempts to socialize her with male gorillas, reproduction did not occur. Scientists were unsure whether this was due to biological or social factors, but it was clear that Koko had a deep longing for her own offspring. She often signed words like baby, cry, and sad when the topic came up. Despite these unfulfilled wishes, Koko lived a long and significant life. She became known worldwide and inspired people to view animals in a new way. Her story showed that the boundaries between humans and animals may not be as clear as long assumed. The insights gained through her life influenced not only research on animal communication, but also the ethical debate on the treatment of highly intelligent animals in captivity. Even in old age, Koko remained a source of inspiration and wonder. Her legacy lived on in the hearts of those who knew her and in the scientific studies documenting her life. However, her next big moment was yet to come, a message she would leave to the world, one that would remain unforgettable for many. Over the years, Koko became not only a symbol of animal intelligence, but also of the compassion animals can feel. Her story fascinated millions, and she became an ambassador for the protection of endangered species. Yet despite her fame, she lived a relatively quiet life in California, cared for by Penny and a team of scientists. Her daily life consisted of conversations in sign language, playing with her beloved cats, and interacting with her human companions. One of the most remarkable events in Koko's life was her participation in a campaign to protect gorillas in the wild. She signed phrases like "Save the Earth" and "Koko loves nature," which attracted worldwide attention. Her engagement showed that even a gorilla could advocate for environmental protection. Scientists and environmentalists used her fame to bring the plight of endangered species into the spotlight. Her influence reached into political circles, and organizations increasingly advocated for the protection of gorillas and other endangered species. However, as Koko continued to inspire people, her health began to decline. With age, she became quieter and spent more time resting. Nevertheless, she continued to communicate and showed interest in the things she loved. Penny and the team cared for her with the utmost dedication, providing her with as much comfort as possible. Despite her advanced age, she remained curious about the world around her and enjoyed time with her caregivers and animals. One of the most touching episodes in Koko's later years was her relationship with a new cat she chose as a companion. She treated it with the same affection and care as her previous pets, once again demonstrating her deep emotional connection to other beings. These moments were seen by researchers as further confirmation that animals can develop empathy and bonds that go far beyond instinctive behavior. In June 2018, at the age of 46, Koko passed away peacefully, leaving behind a world she had deeply impressed. Her death was mourned worldwide, and numerous media outlets reported on her extraordinary life. Scientists, animal rights activists, and admirers remembered the groundbreaking insight she had provided into the cognitive and emotional world of gorillas. Many felt her death marked the end of an era in research on animal intelligence. But Koko left more than just memories. Shortly before her death, she conveyed a final message to humanity. In sign language, she signed words understood as a call. Human stupid. Koko sad. Save Earth. These poignant words highlighted her perception of the world and left many in deep thought. Was it possible that a gorilla truly had an awareness of the planet's problems? Many scientists interpreted her message as an echo of what she had learned from her human companions, while others believed Koko had a deeper insight than previously thought. After her death, her legacy was honored in various ways. Scientific publications continued to analyze her abilities, and documentaries about her life were produced to highlight the significance of her existence. Schools and universities worldwide discussed her story in ethics and animal protection courses. Her influence also extended into pop culture, as her name became synonymous with the incredible abilities of the animal world. Koko proved that animals not only feel, but can also communicate and perhaps teach us more about ourselves than we ever expected. Her life forever changed the way we think about the boundary between humans and animals. Her story will be remembered as a shining example that compassion and understanding are not exclusively human traits. Her impact on research and awareness for the protection of nature will continue to inspire many generations to come. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories like this. Thanks to our valued viewers, we continue to improve every day. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.